Hello dear friends, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is reciprocating pumps. First we will know that what is a pump. Pump is a hydraulic machine which converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. Basically hydraulic energy in the form of pressure energy. So in the pump, the mechanical energy is converted into pressure energy basically. And what is the reciprocating pump? This is a special type of the pump, one you can say one type of the pump. And what is the definition of reciprocating pump? If the mechanical energy in a pump is converted into pressure energy by means of sucking the liquid in a cylinder in which a piston is reciprocating, which apply the thrust on the liquid inside and increase the pressure energy and deliver at the desired point to the liquid. Means in a reciprocating pump, the liquid is sucked in a cylinder and then that filled cylinder, in the filled cylinder the piston apply pressure on the liquid, and that pressure, due to that pressure the liquid delivered at the desired point or desired height. So let us see the important parts of the reciprocating pump. So this is the line diagram of reciprocating pump. The main part of reciprocating pump are shown in the figure. This is the suction pipe, and this is a suction valve. Suction pipe is connected at the one end of the cylinder, lower end of the cylinder, and the valve is outside at the end of the suction pipe, and the delivery pipe is at the other end of the cylinder, that is the upper end, and just at the connection of the delivery pipe with the cylinder there is delivery valve. Both suction valve and delivery valve both are one-way valve. One-way valve means only open in one direction, in other direction it will close if we apply the pressure. So the suction valve will open when fluid will rise in the suction pipe, enter in the cylinder. But if we apply the pressure inside the cylinder, the suction valve will not open, it will more tight, closely, it will close more tightly. And the delivery valve will open when the pressure is applied inside the cylinder, because due to pressure this delivery valve will open and the fluid will come outside the cylinder and carry to the desired location. So this is the cylinder and this is a piston, and this is the piston rod, and piston rod is connected with connecting rod, and this connecting rod is connected with crank. So these are the main part of the cylinder, reciprocating pump: delivery pipe, suction pipe, delivery valve, suction valve, cylinder, piston, piston rod, connecting rod, and this crank. And one thing to be noted, that the 2 times of the radius of the crank will be equal to stroke of the piston inside the cylinder. That stroke is L, stroke length. The length of the piston moved inside the cylinder will be equal to 2r, because when B will come, this point will reach at A, the piston will be at this end, left hand, extreme left, and when this point of the crank will reach at C, then the piston will be at the extreme right hand. So the total movement of the piston, this piston will be 2r, that is the stroke length. So let us see how the working of this. I would like to explain the working. So suppose initially theta is 0 and this piston is at the extreme left of the cylinder. So now theta starts now the crank starts rotating by the help of a motor, external power, and the piston will start to move right side. As the piston will start to move right, then a vacuum will create inside the cylinder. Vacuum means pressure will reduce than atmospheric pressure. As the pressure will reduce inside the cylinder, and you can see that this cylinder is connected by a suction pipe, and the other end of the suction pipe is immersed inside the sump. And now when piston started move right side, then there is a vacuum pressure inside the cylinder, and the pressure on the sump is atmospheric pressure, which is greater than this pressure which created inside due to right side movement of the piston. So due to atmospheric pressure will be more than this vacuum pressure, so this liquid will be pressurized to move inside the cylinder. So as the pressure will reduce here, the atmospheric pressure will apply on the sump surface, and this liquid will rise inside the suction pipe, and through the suction pipe, and when liquid will reach here, the one way valve, delivery valve will open, because it will open in this side. So as slowly when piston will move right, this liquid will fill inside the cylinder. Now when theta is 0, it is extreme left, and when theta is 180 degree, then this point, A point, will reach at C, and piston will come at extreme right. So this will be stroke length of this reciprocating pump. So when piston will come extreme right, now the cylinder will full of the water. Cylinder will fully filled with the water. Now the rotation is continuous, and when rotation starts from 180 degree, then piston will start move left. Now when C2 crank will continue run from C to D, the rotation of crank is continuous. So when rotation reach at C, then when as the angle 180 degree crosses, the 180 to 360 degree piston will move left. Now the filled liquid will be pressurized by the motion of this piston, and high pressure will create inside the cylinder. Now this, due to high pressure inside the cylinder, and outside pressure is the atmospheric pressure. So now due to this pressure, this valve will never open, because it will open only from lower side to upper side pressure, and this valve will open only from this side inside the cylinder. If there will be pressure, then this side valve will open, otherwise this valve will not open. So when piston starts moving from right to left, the liquid will, this valve will open, delivery valve will open, and the liquid will start entering the delivery pipe, and through the delivery pipe the liquid will reaches at the desired location where we have to deliver the liquid delivery. I have shown here liquid delivery. So from 180 to 360, the liquid will continuously deliver in the delivery pipe, and through the delivery pipe it will come at the desired location. So what we are seeing, that in complete one rotation, the cycle of this reciprocating pump will complete. During 0 to 180 degree of the crank rotation, there will be a stroke. It will called suction stroke, and from 180 to 360 there is a stroke of piston from right to left. It is called delivery stroke. So in this way, one rotation is due to, after completion of one rotation 360 degree, there will be one suction stroke, one delivery stroke. So only half of the stroke there we will get the water. So in basically, if we are seeing here, that we will see that there will be water will come intermittently. Water will come only half stroke of the reciprocating pump. But to manage this discontinuity of the flow, we will use some special devices that we will discuss in the next classes. Let us see how to work. We have seen the working of this reciprocating pump. Let us see the power of this pump and the discharge of this pump. Before formulating the discharge to a reciprocating pump, now we will see discharge to a reciprocating pump. I will like to give some important notes about the reciprocating pump. One is a single acting reciprocating pump. What is a single acting reciprocating pump? It means that during one rotation of the pump, only once suction and once delivery of the liquid. Single acting reciprocating pump means during one rotation of the pump there will be one delivery stroke, one suction stroke. But what is a double acting reciprocating pump? In double acting reciprocating pump, in one rotation of the pump there are two suction stroke and two delivery stroke. That we will see that how there are two delivery stroke and two suction stroke in one rotation of the pump. But at this point we should note that in single acting reciprocating pump, in one rotation of the pump, one rotation of the crank, there is the one suction stroke and one delivery stroke. But in double acting reciprocating pump, in one rotation of the crank, there are two suction stroke and two delivery stroke. The last article what we have explained about reciprocating pump, that was a single acting reciprocating pump. Now let us see how to discharge and power of the pump to be calculated. Let D be the inner diameter of the cylinder and A is the cross section area of the inside of the cylinder, that is pi by 4 D square. Let R be the radius of the crank as shown in the figure, and N be revolution per minute of the crank, and L be the stroke length of the piston. As I have explained that it is 2 times of the radius of the crank. And let HS is equal to vertical height of cylinder from sump. It is called suction head. The distance from sump surface to the axis of the cylinder, it is called suction height. And what is the delivery height? Vertical height of the delivery point from the cylinder, means from the cylinder axis to the delivery point, the vertical height is called delivery head. Now because the cross section area of the cylinder is A and stroke length is L, so when suction stroke will take place, means piston will move from 0 degree to piston will move from the crank rotation 0 degree to 180 degree. The total volume will inside the cylinder will fill cross section area into length, stroke length A into L. But number of revolution per second, how much? In 1 minute N, so in 60 seconds divided by 60. So this much revolution are there per second. So in 1 second how much discharge will be there? The volume discharge in one rotation, so in N by 60 rotation the volume will be discharged ALN by 60 meter cube per second. I have written here liter per second, that we can convert in liter per second, but here will be meter cube per second because these all quantities will be taken SI units. So here will be meter cube per second. This much discharge per second will be delivered by the pump. Now we have to find out the power, so we calculate the weight of the discharge. The weight of the discharge will be this volume into rho into G. Volume into rho means volume discharge, volume into rho means mass discharge, mass into G means weight discharge. So rho G Q, it will be weight discharge, weight of water discharged per second by the pump. This is the volume discharge per second and this is the weight discharge per second. So as we have learnt in last class when we had started flow through pipe, that at any section of pipe, how can we calculate the power? Head at that section into weight flow rate through that section. How much weight is flowing per second through that section. So we had seen earlier in very detail that at any section of the pipe we can find out the power transmitted through that section by multiplying head at that section with the weight flow rate through that section. So now we want to find out the power delivered by the pump. So what power, the water power delivered by the pump, we can calculate at the delivery point of the pump. How much power is transmitting that section. So at delivery point, the total head is the only suction head plus delivery head. That is the only potential head, because velocity is almost zero there. There will be little bit velocity, but we can ignore that because suction head and delivery head, total potential head will be very much greater, and pressure head is zero because that is the atmospheric delivery. The delivery at the delivery there is atmospheric pressure. So total head at the delivery of the pump will be only potential head, that is the suction head plus delivery head, HS plus HD. And what is the weight flow rate? We have calculated here. Weight flow rate of the water, rho GALN by 60. So outlet head, that is the suction head plus delivery head, that is the total head, into weight flow rate of the water. Multiplying by this, we can get the power delivered by the pump in the form of water at the delivery point. So power of the pump will be outlet head into weight flow rate. So power delivered by the pump will be head at the outlet into weight flow rate of the water. Total head at outlet will be suction head plus delivery head. And weight flow rate is rho GALN by 60. This is that it will come in watt. For kilowatt divided by more 1000, so it will be 60,000. So this will be power delivered by the pump, or power required to taking water from the sump to the delivery point. Now we will find out the discharge and power delivered by the double acting reciprocating pump. And this is the arrangement of double acting reciprocating pump. In single acting reciprocating pump, only one side there were delivery pipe and suction pipe. But in double acting reciprocating pump, there will be both side of the cylinder delivery pipe. This is delivery pipe, this is delivery pipe, this is delivery valve, this is delivery valve, and this is the suction pipe also will be both side. This is the suction pipe, this is the suction pipe, this is the delivery suction valve, this is the delivery valve. And here will be one difference, that when piston will move from right to left, the cylinder will filled with water, and as the piston will move from right to left, the water filled in left side of the piston will delivered through this delivery pipe, and at the same time the suction will take place right side of the piston. Means when piston will move left, here will be delivery of this water which was filled during right to left movement, and when piston is moving right to left, this water will delivered here, and here through this suction pipe there will be new water will enter in this side of the cylinder, that is the right side of the piston. So but the volume In this side of the water which will filled in suction stroke for this side of the cylinder, the volume of water will be lesser by the this volume of this piston rod. So only difference is here that the discharge will not exactly double, but little bit less. That is lesser by this volume of this piston rod. So in one stroke, the volume will be almost doubled in double acting reciprocating pump. So the power delivered we will see in next class, that how much power and discharge will be given by the double acting reciprocating pump. But this is the arrangement of double acting reciprocating, how it will work, that we can understand very easily. So let us stop here this class, and in next class we will see what more will be in this reciprocating pump. Thank you.